Ghana Cedi is the best performing currency in Africa in 2025. After years of volatility, the Ghana Cedi is making a comeback. It is stabilizing and strengthening more than every other currency in Africa. So the World Bank Africa Pulse report just came out and it had a lot of good news about Ghana. So I went to the report to give you the good news. My name is Nenebi Tony. I'm a Ghanaian writer based in the US. And on this channel, I talk about Ghana's foreign policy and trade related issues. So if that is something you are into, subscribe to this channel. So the World Bank Office of Chief Economist for the Africa region releases a report twice a year. And in that report, they share the macroeconomic outlook and policy analysis of Africa. And the October report came out, which is the second report of 2025. It is 120 pages long. I know you are busy, you don't have time to read through that report. So I went through it to find the most important factors that are related to Ghana. I'm about to share them with you. So usually the policy or the report will have short-term economic forecast and then policy analysis of the entire West Africa or Africa sub-region. And this report is not different. So I will start with the external factors that contributed to Ghana's positive economic outlook. And then I will come back and look at the internal factors. So the external factors, we are talking about the global factors that are affecting Ghana. One of the external factors, big, is global trade and policy uncertainty. So Ghana Cedi's performance is in relation to the dollar. And so the dollar is volatile currently. The dollar is volatile because of the uncertainty around President Trump's tariffs and other trade-related factors. But President Trump's tariffs and trade policies are affecting the US and other countries, but are not directly affecting Ghana. Why? Because the US is not a major trade partner of Ghana. Ghana's trade partners over the last few years have been Europe, China, and intra-Africa. So all the governments of Ghana from President Rawlings onward have made a concerted effort to move away from Western trade partners to Eastern trade partners. That means Asia and Africa are increasingly becoming more and more of Ghana's trade partners. Because of that, things happening in the Western world is not affecting Ghana much. Ghana is cushioned from it. So this factor, the intra-Africa factor, is something that I myself am very, very happy about. The fact that Ghana have decided that our fellow Africans are better trade partners than Westerners, good on us. So that is a good factor. Another of the external factors is the commodity price trends. So food price is going down around the world. Because of COVID and the war in Ukraine and other places, food prices went high and that led to inflation around the world. But currently, global inflation is coming down. And global inflation is coming down because of food prices coming down. Because food prices are coming down, Ghana is spending less on importing. Ghana is a net importer. We import more than we export. Now, because we are spending less on importing food, it is led to our currency stabilizing. But even outside of food, oil is also stabilizing. So Ghana is not spending that much to import oil. Ghana produces oil. So why do we import oil? We import oil because the oil we produce, we don't use a lot of it. We export raw oil, but we import refined oil. But we are not spending that much on importing oil. So that is also led to, the commodity trends working in our favor. So Global uncertainty working in our favor, commodity trends working in our favor, and the last thing about the external factors is the global financial conditions. I mentioned earlier that inflation is reducing around the world. So that has led to reducing borrowing costs. You know, every country in the world borrows money, including Ghana. But if you are a country that is on the rise, when you are borrowing money, you have lower borrowing costs than other countries. You know, borrowing cost is what we call, what's the word, what's the term for it in business? I'm having a blame frag right now. Interest, yeah. Interest rates are reducing for Ghana. Because interest rates is reducing for Ghana, our cost of borrowing is working in our favor. So global financial conditions and the role we are playing in it is helping us. So these three external factors have led to, Ghana having a good year. Now, let's go to internal factors. It's not everything that is happening around the world alone that is affecting us. We are also doing something. Let me praise the government. So, the Mahama administration is having good fiscal discipline. Mahama is not spending too much. That is why people are saying that even though things on paper are looking good, we are not feeling it in our pocket. That is because the government is not spending too much. And the government is being disciplined fiscally. And the fiscal discipline is working in our favor, right? And the fiscal discipline is one of the reasons why inflation is now single figure. It's one of the reasons why the city is stabilizing. So Mahama's fiscal discipline working in our favor. But Mahama is not the only person working in our favor. The whole Ghana is also working. One thing that is working in our favor right now is energy reliability. Doomsaw is not yet a thing of the past, but Doomsaw is getting better. Because Doomsaw is getting better, our energy situation is reliable. Let me give you some numbers that the World Bank provided. From 1998 to 2017, 14% of job lost or unemployment in Ghana was driven by Doomsaw. So, the reduction in Doomsaw is leading to job creation, which brings me to my third factor, job creation. Yes, there's a lot of job being created in Ghana. Some by the government, but majority of the job creation happening in Ghana is being driven by the private sector, which is a good thing. You know you're a good economy when other people outside of the government are creating jobs. One of the issues that are leading to job creation is digital jobs. Yeah, internet. A lot of Ghanaians are doing stuff online now. I did a video when I talked about Ghana's GDP where I said AI is driving Ghana's GDP. And I had some friends who hit me up that, Tony, what do you mean? The government is doing well. I'm like, yeah, but AI. And in that video, which I'll put on top here, I explained that Ghana's youth, myself included, I live in the US, but I'm still a Ghanaian youth. Ghanaians youth have had a lot of brilliant ideas when it comes to tech. But because of the cost of internet and the cost of starting a tech business in Ghana, a lot of the youth in Ghana are not doing that much when it comes to tech until this year. But AI has reduced the cost of entrepreneurship for tech people, but also fiber optic internet connectivity in Ghana has increased access to internet in Ghana. And so a lot of the actually, World Bank called it the tech-enabled entrepreneurs. There's been an increase in tech-enabled entrepreneurs. A lot of the youth in Ghana are creating jobs online for themselves and other people. So AI is driving the economy. Fiber optics is driving the economy. World Bank didn't say AI. I'm putting it in there because they said tech-enabled entrepreneurs, and I know that it's AI. That's why I put it there. But another factor which will make you realize that it's not the government is the Tech-enabled entrepreneurs is not something that is happening only in Ghana. Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, and Togo are the 4 countries in Africa where tech-enabled entrepreneurs are increasing. And remote job is also increasing. So a lot of people live in Ghana and are working for countries around the world because of internet. So yes, global factors contributing to the city getting stable, government factors contributing to the city getting stable, but the youth of Ghana are also working hard and contributing to the city getting stable. Let me bring this thing in because it's important. Transport and logistics. 30 to 40% of Ghana's growth has been a result of transport. So the more and more roads are being built by the governments of Ghana over the years have led to the fact that we now have a more reliable road network in Ghana. I'm not saying it's perfect, it's reliable. Because we have a reliable road network in Ghana, our economy is doing well. So usually whenever people are campaigning, the opposition is campaigning, they will say things like, the road we are building, is it what we are going to eat? Yes, the road is what we are going to eat. Because if you have roads, you can do business across the country. Ghana is a small country. I live in the state of Texas in the US. The state of Texas, the size of the state of Texas is like the size of Nigeria. So Ghana, the size of Ghana is like a state in the US called Oregon. Oregon is a very small state. And the population of Ghana is like the population of the state of Texas. So Ghana is a very small country. So to be able to do business across Ghana should be easy. But the reason why we are not able to do business across Ghana, I think my neighbor's dog is barking. Ignore it. The reason why we are not able to do business across Ghana is because of how bad our roads are. So because the roads are getting better, railways are getting better. Very soon, I believe air travel will even get better in Ghana. It will make it even better when it comes to doing business in Ghana. So, factors that to note, getting better with road networks. And the final thing that I want to talk about is tourism and hospitality. You know, earlier this year, the Speaker of Parliament was saying that Detty December was driving, what did he say? Indecency in Ghana. But according to the World Bank report, Detty December is driving economic growth in Ghana. A lot of women and youth in Ghana are making money. The report specifically said youth and women in Ghana are making money in tourism and hospitality because of increase in tourism in the Africa sub-region. Yeah, Detty December is creating jobs and money for Ghanaians. So usually I don't like the pious attitude that our leaders have when it comes to issues around partying. I actually had a debate with one of my friends earlier this year when I was telling him that, yeah, it doesn't look on paper that partying increases productivity in the country, but tourism and hospitality are factors that some countries have relied on. So even though on paper, Detty December looks like people just having fun, in actuality, Detty December is creating money for Ghanaians. And I don't care people who say we shouldn't be calling it Detty December, we should call it something else. However you call it, it is making money for Ghanaians. Ghanaian youth and Ghanaian women are making money in tourism and hospitality because of Detty December. So be happy when people come to Ghana and Ghana looks choke in December because it's driving money. So people make money in December and spending the rest of the year. That is a good thing, right? So I want to end here, and in future, I will look at other factors, maybe focus on one or two of the factors and zoom deeper into it. So which of the factors will you want me to focus on and zoom deeper into it? Let me know what you think. All right, tell me in the comments and then I'll get back to you on that. Talk to you later.